Right, this is a Schmeisser BA15-22. Now it looks a bit like an AR-15, doesn't it? But it's not, it's actually BA Bolt Action. The 15 I'm not so sure about because the magazine takes 11 rounds. 22 I think we're going to say is a 2-2 rimfire. 16-inch barrel, it all disassembles, flash hider on the end. That doesn't unscrew, there's no threaded cap. If you unscrew it, the whole front end comes apart. I won't be doing that on YouTube. So you can't put a moderator on it, but it's a kind of plinking rifle anyway. I think you can state it's the sort of gun that somebody wants a bolt action that looks like an AR-15 is going to buy. Functionally speaking, it works, it's okay. It's not the most accurate gun in the world, but it's not the most expensive gun in the world either. Got full length Picatinny rail for your scope mounting, and it's got, you know, the usual AR-15 buffer tube and stock on it with adjustment there. Now, you'll probably see now when I shoot it, it's got low scope mounts on. This was a Bushnell scope supplied with it. I'd probably put slightly higher scope mounts on it because it's quite a squash into the stock. But generally speaking, it's pleasant enough to shoot, but you just have to watch out for the fact that you do get the odd round sticking. So you'll have noticed the bolt handle actually wobbles a little bit there. It's a steel bolt handle, steel bolt. It's screwed on here, and it doesn't matter how tight you do that up because it's got leverage and rotational forces on it, so it wants a lot of thread lock on, I think, because it does tend to wobble and rattle like that. And it gives the gun a slightly unusual feel because you think, you know, it's not a straight pull, it's not a bolt action. Well, it's a bolt action, but it feels strange in the bolt because of that wobble. Safety catch is here, you know, AR-15 style. The only thing is that safety catch on fire kind of sits in underneath your first knuckle, and a lot of guns it tends to be more of an angle like that when it's on fire, or backwards like that when it's on fire. But this one is vertically down, so it's kind of under your fingertip. Trigger is a single stage. It's got a bit of creep on it, it's not the end of the world. And the magazine release, you know, press the button there, you do have to draw it out the bottom, and as I say, it's an 11 rounder. What else can I tell you about it? Well, they're about £399 RRP in the UK. Consult your local gun shop for one of those. Overall, it's a fun little gun. It's never going to be the most accurate tool in the world. Recoil pad's alright, it's fairly solid. You've got usual sort of plastic AR-15 feel to it. A little bit of a rattle, quick release studs either side there. You've got a handguard, foot hand stop here, Picatinny rail underneath for accessories, and some loops here for the sling as well. A bit of M-lock and you know, plenty of Picatinny rail. So yeah, that's essentially what it is. I'll put a little picture of some of the groups on the end. There's not a huge amount to tell you about it. Velocities from the 16-inch barrel are pretty good actually. It's doing, you know, about 1,050 feet per second on average, where it says 1,070 on the boxes. So there you go, there's a little quick mini review today on a simple, cheap, it's a plinking rifle. Fun as it is, looks as it is, it's the kind of rifle someone's going to buy because they like an AR-15 look, but they want a bolt action rifle. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye for now. The magazine's got a slider here, so you can just take the pressure off it when you're dropping the rounds in. The rounds don't seem too critical for rim position. Generally the magazine systems work very well. It's the bolt itself that seems to have snagged a few times, and injecting hasn't been 100% reliable. I would put reliability at about 95% on ejections. You know, 100 rounds through it. I've had 5 rounds the brass stick to the bolt face and need to, you know, put a finger into the ejection port and kind of wiggle them out. But that's been after firing. And in that same volume we've had 3 soft strikes on ammo. The SK hasn't given any problems with soft strikes. we've had a couple of soft strike issues with Hornady. So I'm just going to shoot one more group. I've just put these soft strikes back in the box here. They're not all Hornady, some of them are Hornady, some of them are SK, so it's not ammunition at fault, the rifle's just a little bit of a soft striker. They're never going to be the best groups in the world because we just shot it with a little 1-4 point and shoot scope. Quite fun to use, but certainly not one that you're going to put them all in one hole. Here you can see an example of when the brass case gets stuck on the bolt face. It's stuck under the extractor claws, but the ejector pin hasn't flicked it out. Okay, here's the groups on paper. That's the SK match. These are all shot at 30 metres. Apologies for them being a little bit left, I just didn't bother re-zeroing, I just thought I'd just shoot the groups. That's the SK standard. That is the Hornady 40 grain standard velocity, which is 1070 feet per second, and that is the Hornady high velocity copper wash bullet.